Welcome and happy Tuesday. Today you are live with Sandra at It's All About Choices, where you make the decision to take action regarding your weight, your health goals, and your life goals. And I guide you through the best choices for you. Every Tuesday, I have the pleasure of dishing out your daily dose of your nutrition, wellness news for your mind, your body, and your soul. And I hope that everybody had a wonderful weekend so far, and I hope that your day is going well. And for those who tune in live with me every Tuesday, I greatly appreciate you pausing. Hopefully, you're having lunch and you're just taking time out to listen in and to tune in. Definitely chime in and give your feedback, give your comments, ask your questions. And for those who are listening to the replay, I thank you for pausing and taking some time out of your schedule also to tune in and listen to the news that I have to share and also participate. Chime in, engage, ask questions. I do look at the thread throughout the week. So definitely I want you to feel a part of this as much as those who are listening live, all right? And so we are starting on a new series. It is summertime. Many kids are officially out of school, and I call it the summertime madness. And so for the month of June, we're going to talk about how that madness affects our normal routine that we have during the fall and during the winter and things of that nature. The kids are out of school. And for those who are still in that stage of their life, that brings about vacations, family reunions, holidays. We got 4th of July coming up. And these things tend to shake us up and it can lead to stress eating. It can lead to weight gain. So we want to talk about how we can curtail these curtail the stressful eating, curtail the weight gain, and yet you still have fun and enjoy this time. A lot of this is all about family and fun, and we want to have fun and we want to fellowship. And so today we're going to talk about cruises. So cruising is becoming more and more popular. Things are opening up slowly. People are cruising more. They just want to get out, right? So how do we enjoy cruises without and still keep your weight in check? We don't want to put on the excess weight gain, but yet we still want to enjoy. So the question is it possible? Is it possible to lose weight while you're on a cruise? And stepping on the scale is the last thing that you want to do when you come home from a cruise. In most cases, you probably know you overdid it. You're probably feeling bloated. And that's the last thing you want to do is to jump on the scale. You got all those all night late meals, you got the desserts, you got the fruity drinks, you got the pizza, you got all these things, and it adds up. And of course, the pounds adds up as well. So here's some vacation statistics for you. And so a typical cruise passenger gains 1 pound a day for each number of days that they're on their voyage. So if it's 7 to 10 days, that's potentially 7 pounds to 10 pounds on average. So amazing, huh? Especially if it's your first time. And if you're a regular cruiser, a lot of times people tend to kind of taper off and all the food and all of the temptation is not as much, but in the beginning it is. So the good news is you can eat healthy on a cruise. It's not impossible, and you can still enjoy yourself and you can still enjoy your favorites as well. So tune in. I'm going to give 3 easy tips, simple tips on how you can enjoy what's on the menu and without regretting it when you come home and adding on the pounds, all right? And so as I am going through this, please introduce yourself, please chime in, say hello, say where you're calling in from or you're tuning in from. I love engagement, so please give me engagement throughout this session because we're here for each other. We want to help each other out because if you have the question, I'm sure somebody else does also. And so for a quick introduction of myself, my name is Sandra Goldtree, and I am a registered dietitian. And my mission is simply to show people how to get food to work for them instead of thinking that food is the enemy, all right? And so I take joy in adding variety of different foods to a client list that actually help them to lose weight, keep it off, boost their energy levels, and ultimately just you want to feel good about yourself. You want to feel good about what you see, and you want to feel good inside without dieting and without deprivation, all right? So that's really what it's all about. The goal is about building healthy lifestyle habits that last, okay? So again, chime in as you are tuning in, introduce yourself, say hello to me, and I have my question for you. Yes or no? Yes or no? So do you get on the scale after a cruise? Doesn't matter if it's 3 days, 7 days, just do you do that? Is that something that you typically do? Yes or no? Do you get on the scale or do you fear it? So if you fear it, then type that as well. And so for those just tuning in, we are going to talk about how to enjoy being on your cruise and keeping your weight in check without wrecking your weight loss goals. All right. And so repeating again, so the typical cruiser gains about 1 pound on a voyage of 7 to 10 days. Okay. And so most of the pounds are packed early, though, in the voyage, those first few days. And so statistics show that the more food is consumed in the first few days on a cruise, and then the passengers tend to begin to slow down. That could be for many reasons, right? So the bottom line is a cruise is a food frenzy. We know it's everywhere you look. So having some sort of structure, having some sort of plan is very important, okay? And so we're going to talk about mixing up heavy and light meals, okay? So have a pen, have paper, we're going to jot this down. So we're going to talk about mixing up heavy and light meals. So what does that mean? So for example, let's say that you plan on to, live it up with a steak and all the fixings at the specialty dining venue on a particular night for dinner, okay? So you want to have let's say the surf and turf and all the fixing that comes with it. So have a sensible lunch. Have a sensible lunch, a salad that is well balanced and that is fulfilling, that includes a healthy mix of your carbs, your protein, and your fats, hence your macros. And maybe maybe one day you plan to go out on breakfast. Maybe you want the pancake buffet or the breakfast buffet and the bacon and all of that good stuff. Order light for the rest of the day. Now, you won't necessarily want to skip meals, but maybe order light, okay? And so that can, such as like grilled fish, your veggies, have a healthy starch, which may involve the baked potato, the rice, the corn. Maybe skip the dessert that particular day, because remember, you had the pancake, so that is dessert at breakfast in essence, but that's a way to kind of space things out. If you plan to splurge with a meal, if you plan to pair a splurge meal with a light rest of your day, then you won't feel so bloated. Okay, you won't feel so bloated by the time you debark and you get off the plane, get off the cruise. And so, when you're on a vacation, it is okay to treat yourself. I mean, that's what vacations are all about. You got people cooking for you, you're relaxing, you want to have a little fun, but you just don't want to go big at every single meal, at every single eating encounter, because that will catch up with you. So that's what you want to kind of keep in mind. And so my question for you, so post what do you look forward to the most when you're on a cruise? Or is it the drinks, whether it's alcoholic or non-alcoholic? Is it the dining experience? So remember, you have the buffet, you also have the sit-down dining experience where you're being served. You have you do have the buffet, you have the desserts, or is it something else? So what do you look forward to the most? Is it the drinks, the dining room experience, the buffet, or the desserts, or something else? What do you look forward to most on a cruise? And this is in regards to eating. So we know we have the extracurricular activities and exercise and excursions, but this is specifically the eating part of it or the drinking. So, and if it's all of it, post that too. All right. And so for those who are tuning in, we're having a little bit of fun today. We are talking about how to cruise and not wreck your weight loss goals and come back feeling like you gained 10 pounds and feeling horrible and all that good stuff. So that's what we're talking about today. And so our next topic, we want to limit your dining to actual meals, because again, food is everywhere, okay? And so you want to limit your dining to actual meals. So this works well with what we just talked about, mixing up the heavy and the light. And so strive to have 3 meals a day, okay? Strive to have 3. You may have more structure when you're at home. You may have snacks and things like that. But in this situation, strive to have the 3 meals. So you start with your breakfast around 1 to 2 hours roughly after you're waking up, and then try to space them out every 5 hours. You don't want to go 8 hours or long periods of time without eating, because that will backfire. That will backfire, and then you just find yourself kind of going overboard later in the evening. So try to space them out about 5 hours. So that way you don't feel like you're constantly eating something, but yet you're having satisfying meals. And so satiety and enjoyment is the key. And so the concept is, think of the 25, 25, 50 okay, plate. And this is a good approach here. Many of you have heard of that. So you want to have a quarter of your plate with your lean protein, not 50%, but a quarter of your plate, the lean protein, such as your chicken, your fish, your turkey, your lean cuts of beef. And then you want to have the another quarter of your plate, your starch. Yes, you want to have carbs. You need to have healthy carbs, or all of that is going to backfire. Like your, hey, it's macaroni and cheese, if it's pasta, if it's rice, if it's potatoes, what corn, whatever it is that they have to choose from. So you have to kind of assess to see what your options are. So that's important too, to assess to see what your options are. And then the remaining of your plate is your vegetables and your fruit and or your fruits. So that's how you will do the half of your plate with your vegetables and your fruit. So having this mix will prevent you from feeling deprived. Plus, you're getting your favorite foods and you're still enjoying. So remember, you choose what you want to choose in these portions, but we want to kind of have that mixture to give your body as much nutrients as possible to where it's going to actually carry you for up to 5 hours. Right. And so most importantly, though, your plate is low calorie, it's high water, it's high in nutrition, and hopefully higher and it will have a little bit more fiber content because you are getting a mixture of the different food groups. And so the goal here is to limit or even eliminate the between meal snacking. Okay. So think about, you'll have a chance to peruse the ship so you will know what is there. If it's the pizza, if it's the chocolate bar, if it's, you will know some of the things that are going on in between the meals. So choose wisely or don't have it all on each night. Maybe choose one night, things of that nature. So there's ways to spread it out. Okay. So what is your 25, 25, 50% ratio? Okay. So what is yours? So think about how your last cruise, okay, or maybe your last vacation, if it wasn't a cruise, because all this stuff transfers over to any type of vacation or even events. So starch, would you say that was 25% of your plate, or was that 50% of your plate in the past? The protein, was that 50% or 20% in the past? And then your fruits and your veggie, what was that? Was that 25% of your plate or 50% of your plate? So kind of think about what you currently do. And because before you really weren't thinking about it, now because you're listening to this, the seed has been planted and you're going to find yourself thinking about it subconsciously. So until you've been versed on this 25, 25, 50% ratio, nobody really does it. So, so you just kind of get what you want, eat what you want, and you're done with it. So think about that. And so when I say starches, your sweets and your desserts will fall under that in most cases. Okay, if it's cakes or cookies or things, pastries, that will fall under the starch. Okay, and then when it comes down to like your sugar sweetened drinks or your alcohol, that's kind of other. But they're still carbs, but it's kind of another category. So just kind of think about your ratio and what would you say, how does your 25, 25, 50% look? And hey, maybe your plate's 100% of one thing. If it is, then you definitely want to add that variety because that will stop you from craving and overeating later because your body is like missing stuff. So think about that. All righty. So our next topic, and chime in any questions, any comments, definitely chime in, and I am going to respond to those. So I love engagement. So give me your questions, especially if you're getting ready to go on a cruise, or maybe you have been on a cruise already and and you're kind of reflecting on some of the things that you did or some of the decisions you made. Hey, ask those too because you're going to go back on a cruise again. So this information will definitely be useful for you in the future. So next topic is skip the late night dining. So skip the late night dining. So what does that mean? So this one will actually probably hit below the belt for most of us because we're used to eating late at night. And so virtually every ship has the late night, the 24-hour food option, even if it's room service. So that's typically, and when we're up later, right? We're up later, we're walking around, you may be participating in whatever activities that they have. And so you stay up late enough, you're going to find yourself wanting to munch. And we all know about the late night pizza extravaganza. I mean, that's like common, right? so nothing good ever comes out of it, right? We're eating a cheeseburger late, we're eating pizza late, and we're eating fries late, and we're just overdoing it. So if you want to stay a little healthier, you just want to kind of stay cautious of the late night. Know that you're going to be getting up in the morning. You're going to have breakfast. So really kind of pace it is really what you want to do. You want to pace it. If you're going to do it mindfully, less often and mindfully. Okay. So let's ask. So what is your late night favorite food of choice when you're on a cruise specifically? Is it pizza or if it's something else? Because it kind of depends on the cruise. They have different options and different things. So what are some of your late night, oh, after I go to this show or after later on, I'm gonna go and get this before I go to bed. So what is that for you? Again, chime in. And if you're getting ready to go on a cruise, post and let me know what cruise line you're on and where you're going and some of your destination points. So, and take advantage, almost forgot, take advantage of the native food. So usually wherever the cruise is heading, then the menu is kind of geared towards, and some of the food that's maybe available in between the meals are geared towards where you're going. So take advantage of that too. Perfect opportunity to eat different things and try things that you haven't had before. So your best bet on a cruise is to pay attention to your hunger and your fullness cues, okay? So we are wrapping things up. And so while eating, try not to multitask. Instead, savor every bite. Take your time. We always talk about eating slow. Sometimes it's hard to do, but try to just enjoy your food. And awareness is helpful because it's simply staying more mindful of your fullness can help you to keep your portions in check, okay? Help you prevent a stomach ache, overeating, feeling bloated. And you don't want to feel your cruise 2 weeks later after you return from your cruise. So think about that. And so here are some additional bonus tips for you as far as when you're cruising. So here's some additional things that you can do to still enjoy and not feeling like you have to omit. Because again, you are on vacation. So share desserts. If you want to get the real deal, share it instead of eating the whole thing. Opt for desserts with a healthier menu or healthier label, rather. You do have some that have a healthier label. Sometimes for medical reasons, some people have to, but that's an option also. Get sauces and dressings on the side so you can control how much you put on, if it's your salad, if it's your meal, etc. Instead of choosing familiar things like the fries, look for more creative options. So this is what I was speaking about, choosing things that are native to your final destination or where the next destination is. Definitely try those, and you never know. You might try something that you never had before and you enjoy it. And your best bet on a cruise is to pay attention to your hunger and fullness cues. So while you're eating, again, I mentioned, try not to multitask, try not to rush. Everything's there. No, nothing's going anywhere. So take your time and enjoy. And before you go back for seconds, if you're a buffet person, before going back for seconds, wait a few minutes. Give your mind a chance to register that your stomach is full, and make sure it's not boredom. Maybe talk, do something else, just to kind of give it 5 or 10 minutes, just to make sure. Because a lot of times we'll just get up and we'll get seconds, and then we've kind of overdone it, and we regret it. Okay, so, and maybe you just want to pause because maybe think later on there might be something special going on, or some kind of special, I don't know if it's the chocolate bar or something like that, or some kind of dessert bar. You might want to wait instead of eating it all right then. All right. So post any comments, post any questions, and if you found this helpful, I ask that you share this with on your Facebook page, with your friends, with your family, and share the video as well, because this will come as a replay. So share this information with those who you feel will be helpful. Many people are cruising again. All righty. And I appreciate your tuning in with me today. This concludes what I have of your weekly dose of your nutrition and wellness news for your mind, your body, and your soul. And thank you for tuning in. And next week, we will continue on this summertime madness and how this madness can affect your routine. And we are going to talk about how to go on vacation. So this is a non-cruise, how to go on a vacation and come back and you can still fit your pants, still fit your clothes, okay? And so we're going to talk about 5 simple tricks on how that happens, all right? And so thank you for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day and blessings to each and every one of you. Bye-bye.